Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for November 25th, 2025. We've got all empires today. And I believe we don't have any trashing. We do have some sifting in forum, and we do have archive, which I don't know if sifting is exactly the right word for it, but it helps. It tends to help you get some bad cards out of the way. We've also got Settlers, which has some synergy with Forum, so I think we can still get deck control here. It might be a little bit annoying. Archive also being worth points certainly pushes in that direction. I think we can safely say that Royal Blacksmith probably won't be very good, though. Not that it usually is anyway. So, yeah, draw. While there is the aforementioned Archive and Royal Blacksmith, Settlers is kind of a bit of draw, Bustling Village similarly. Then, of course, there's City Quarter and Wild Hunt. So there's a lot of draw on the board. Just a question of plowing through all of the junk to get there. Plus actions, City Quarter, Bustling Village, Crown. So plenty of that as well. And then gains, we've got Charm, which can be both buys and gains. Forum refunds your buy. And then there's Fortune. I guess Wild Hunt can also gain estates, but I mean, you're not really doing that because you want to add cards to your deck. Anyway, so how to start off here? There's not a lot going at the sub 5 price points. Really not a lot. We could just open double silver. I don't actually think castles are a super critical source of points here. Between the obelisk points from Archive and the Wild Hunt points, I think we can pretty easily ignore castles, so opening Humble Castle is generally not a good idea anyway. It's only on a board like this where there's like almost nothing else to even consider that you start to be like, well, should I open Humble Castle? But no, I don't think so. Hitting 5 is definitely important. And to that end, it might be worth getting a Gladiator too, because the terminal space is not really in such high demand relative to the amount of plus actions available. I mean, probably our first couple 5s are going to be Archives. And then, we've got the City Quarters eventually. And yeah, I mean, we won't want to play with Wild Hunt, but I think we can afford one Gladiator. Bot goes with the Settlers. I do think Settlers will be worth picking up here, but it's not going to do a lot of work to help us hit 5. If we see it turn 3, it will help turn 4, but probably not as much as a silver. So I'm going to go with silver. Oh, okay. Well, the bot has a 5-2. Fair enough. I don't actually know if we want to be deleting Gladiators from the pile. It's unfortunate that we see the Gladiator and the silver in the same hand. I guess, yeah, okay. Meh. The bot would have rather seen the Archive there, but like overall, the bot has had a very fortunate couple of shuffles, I would say. All right, I don't love getting another silver. I think I'm going to take Settlers here. Dang, okay. Should still probably be another archive. If we end up with a whole bunch of money, we can buy like Forum Charm or something like that. Speaking of which, we do have more money than we need, but I think it's still correct to hold the estate out of the shuffle. I think it should just be another archive. Bot does get a charm. Alright, well, we might as well take the gladiator. We know they don't have a silver. So we can hit 8 here. That fortune's going to be revealed pretty quickly here. It makes me think that we just take another archive and try to get to fortune next turn. But they bought the gladiator and a city quarter. That's insane. Well, unfortunately, we don't get to fortune here. Honestly, I think it's just another archive. Like, it's worth points. And in terms of what's going to help us hit fortune, I mean, I guess charm would help maybe a little bit more, but I'd rather be just pushing the deck control as much as possible. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can leave that archive. Get us a fortune and a gold. That last card is not an estate, so it's probably a... No, it's the gold. Oh. Yeah, we want to see that. Okay. Now it would be good to get a wild hunt going, and therefore to get a city quarter going as well. It'd be good to get another buy from charm. Although we can pick up a forum later instead. I mean, I guess our draw is in decent shape. Maybe we don't take... We could just take, like, Archive Charm, Crown Charm. I do think I want the charm. And then yeah, I think one more archive does more for our next turn than City Quarter does, honestly. Or maybe not for this turn exactly, but, well, in the sense that we're not going to have the debt, and the City Quarter probably isn't going to draw that much anyway. Banquet. All right. I would like to see the Gladiator, but the archive, to make sure that we get to the fortune, seems more important. All right, so we can either have 14 two buys and gain a card, or we can have 18 and 3 buys. 14 and 2 buys thing sounds slightly better. So now we go probably Crown, Wild Hunt. City Quarter. I think. We could go Forum City Quarter. We get some debt, but we also get a little bit more reliability. What was that? The state was flying all over the place. How is the bot? Okay, there's the fortune. I guess it never had enough money to take one or something? I don't know. I guess, given that we don't have a village in hand, I'm going to take the copper here. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. This is what the forum was supposed to help with. Okay. Let's take another one. And it could just be like another Wild Hunt and another City Quarter. Some combination of City Quarter and like a 5, but I guess we could also just take a Settlers into City Quarter. With 2 forms in the deck, that starts to make more sense. That's mostly about like the debt avoidance, which, you know, I mean, it's something. Just more Wild Hunts means more control over the Wild Hunt points, so I think that's what I want to do. And the rest of our archives. I guess a couple of them came, like, finished up now. Bought a second fortune. What are you doing, bot? Yeah, this is not good. Last turn, we had 4 archives. Yeah, we drew 1 dead. So all of our archives are down here. We have a Wild Hunt. No, we don't have a Wild Hunt. We played the Wild Hunt, which drew the forum as well. I think there might not be any action cards down there. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. I think the charm is down there. I was thinking, like, should I crown the city quarter? I think there's no point. Oh, no, there is an archive. Oh, we have one. We have 7 archives, I guess. Or 6 archives? I don't know. Yeah, we have more archives than I was thinking. Well, oops. This... I guess I should have crowned the city quarter. But now I don't really want to trigger the shuffle, making 3 archives a city quarter and a city quarter miss. We do make 2 estates miss. But, well, it's not really the 3 archives. It's these 2 archives, right? That's the issue. We have 4 debt. This is going to be worth 3 coins guaranteed because we can reveal silver or crown. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'd have 6. Not amazing. Maybe I do want to trigger shuffle. Okay, that helps. We want to discard a copper instead of an estate. I don't think there's anything in that. The fortune, that's got to be what we take. Okay, so now, do we want to crown the charm or the gladiator? We have the extra buy. Oh. So this would be 3, 4, 5. But actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and 2 extra gains if we crown that, versus 15 and 1 extra gain. No, not 15. 18 and 1 extra gain. The money wise, we get more money from crowning the gladiator because it gets doubled again. But the question is, do we have few enough gains? And we can always buy forums, I guess. So maybe that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to crown the gladiator. This should still be better to take for gains, though. Okay, so forum. Wild Hunt, I guess. And then another forum. Crown and the city quarter. We should have another city quarter in those 4 cards. Double province, okay. Yep. Let's go ahead and play it. We need to think about setting up the archive. How to do that. I think let's just do that. We want to go like cards, points with this stuff. Or, well, we could do even more than that, couldn't we? With the crowns? But do we want to be crowning for buys? Well, we can only crown one, so we might as well crown one Wild Hunt. And then we go... cards, points, and then we discard could be Forum Archive. Well, we're only going to get to set aside one card anyway, because, yeah, formally, okay. So probably we want to archive an archive. I think that's... Oh, no, wait, we can... Here's what we do. We discard Forum Estate, play Archive, take Estate, and then we discard... Oh, never mind. Yeah, there's no way to, it was no way to discard twice while also... Yeah. Well, archiving a couple estates is still something. Better than nothing, I guess. Okay. This time I'm pretty sure we want to crown the charm just because we're more gain limited than we are money limited. Okay, so we should get another charm. You go crown charm. Oh, we could... I forgot we were going to get two. Let's take a forum in this just to refund the buy. We could take a province here. Forum... Maybe one more charm in a province. Seems reasonable. I don't think there's any way the bot's hitting 5 provinces. But if the bot takes double province again, I think we should definitely be able to hit 3 provinces. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm sure glad that I get to click on all of these individually rather than, you know, just auto-resolving them. Anyway. I think we've got enough city quarters that we can just... Well... We play the archive now. We can probably spare a charm. Could crown a wild hunt. Okay. We don't really need the wild hunt points. We don't really need much of anything, I suppose. But we might as well save the crowns for payload. And I think since technically we only need like triple province. I don't know if it's probably not points maximizing to. No, it probably is points maximizing to take. Well, we need at least one buy from the charms, but it's probably point maximizing to play both of the crowns on the charms, just because the gains are the limitation again. So I guess we do take points. Does the bot have any forums? Does the bot have one forum? I'm just realizing, like, I don't think we actually have any cards in hand that the bot literally doesn't have a copy of. It has one Wild Hunt, which it played and then shuffled its deck and then didn't shuffle again, so we should reveal that. Okay. So play the first charm for coins buy, and then we need to do it at least twice, because if we're gonna gain cards, we need to have at least one spare buy that isn't dedicated towards provinces. So now we go. It's unfortunate that maybe it's not that unfortunate. I mean, but it would. I guess the ideal. It's only worth 2 points, but the ideal scenario is that Crumbling Castle isn't there, and we could buy Small Castle, Duchy. But as it is, we buy Forum, Duchy, and then we buy 3 provinces and an estate. Oh wait, Banquet is non-victory card, yeah. Yeah. The bot went in for the city quarters earlier than I did, but didn't get as many of them. It got a wild hunt before I did, but then it stopped at 1. It just seems like the bot aimed low here. Also, 2 fortunes? What? But the other thing that was super weird was the bot opening up fortune and then buying a city quarter. That was madness. I don't. I have no idea what that was about. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm reasonably happy with how I played this. I'm sure that there's things that could have been improved upon, but the way that the bot approached the board did not apply a lot of pressure to find the perfect line. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.